Alrighty, hello. I am Danny Devs, and I am going to take you along with me on a ride as we um, recreate my website using Astro 2.0. So, a little bit about me. I'm a front-end web dev. It's been a second career for me, so I made a big change about 6 years ago, and studied at a master's program out in New York City. Uh, the Teachers College is a school of education at Columbia University. I attended a design and development of digital games program there. And from there, I had to self-teach myself a lot of the tech portion because the school was strong in academic research, in entrepreneurship, actually, really good with entrepreneurship because it's Columbia. So I didn't really notice until now that a lot of that culture bled over into the School of Education because the business school at Columbia is really huge, right? It's really famous and just a lot going for it, right? A lot of tradition, a lot of resources, a lot of visibility, et cetera, et cetera. But at Columbia, we definitely had just that feeling. So we'd have like semester long or month long sort of startup-y, hackathon-y things where the teachers tried to act as coaches, and we did UX UI, so we went through the whole process, ideation, picking how to pick good ideas, how to do your basic market research to have justification for your ideas, academic research and education in the field, and it's so diverse, right? There's so much research out there, so we were tasked with finding the research. Google Research, is really good for that. That's what we used all the time. And Zotero, which is used to store citations and for the papers that you find. So that was great. And people were very much into education and helping people and bettering society. Great. Games for learning, games for education, edutainment, whatever you want to call it. That's what we were trying to make. Unfortunately, the only coding that we got was a year of JavaScript or Java, if you wanted. You could pick. Really, we should have had 2 years minimum, maybe 2.5. So usually people graduate anywhere between a year and a half to 3 years. So coding all throughout that process would have been beneficial, but in hindsight, it forced me to be really resilient and to seek out resources, to learn how to seek out resources, because there was such a big gap technologically. Like I couldn't. It's like trying to build a house without the right tools, or a lot of tools are missing. You just can think of it, you can illustrate it, you can visualize it, etc., etc. You can research underneath it, but to actually make it, you can prototype it, you can do paper prototypes, but to actually make a digital prototype, we weren't equipped for it. And so what ended up happening was a lot of people just, the non-techie people just, either you can do a pure research paper to graduate, or you can do something like a technical prototype, but the technical prototypes are essentially like semi-advanced, intermediate level tutorials, and then you just change it enough how you can to, say, oh, it's addressing this, educational issue. So I wasn't comfortable with that. I guess I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I actually still have to complete my sort of capstone project. They call it the thesis. And now that I've been working professionally for about 6 months now I feel like I could do it, and I know I can do it. But before working, like I don't know, man. Maybe I should have just done something, like I'm not proud of and graduated, but I wanted to do something good, not only for myself, but also to bring the program higher visibility, and to bring the program success, I guess you could say. So anyway, that's my background. I just thought I'd tell you that because you may be watching this and wanting to get into front-end web dev and wondering like, oh my gosh, it's so hard, how can you learn all this stuff, and I don't really know what to learn, and blah blah blah. So in the stream I'll just be chatting about that sort of thing as we go along. So I just wanted to actually redo my website. Since I've been working, I really haven't been. So yeah, I'm using this format because I have this ultra wide monitor, and I just find that having these two monitors is really, really helpful. So sorry if it's small, but trade-offs. So let's visit my old website. There it is. Yeah, so why is that still going? Is there a problem? So we'll right click and inspect and see why that keeps loading. Oh snap. Now I'm using Vue, so it can't be React. So what? Oh, what is that thing? Image blinking cursor. Danny Dev's logo. Wow, that was weird. Let's just do a restart. Huh. That was bizarre. Okay, whatever. Oh, there's my blinking cursor. I have no idea what that error was, but if we restart. Ooh. Companion bubble. Oh, it's a Chrome extension. Okay, one of these Chrome extensions is, let's undo. Remove. That's like some stupid cyber, what is it called? Cryptocurrency stuff. I never use this. View demos. Don't use that. What's this thing? Let's just remove that. Save to Zotero. I'm just gonna cull them all. JSON Viewer Pro, Loom, go away. Loom's pretty cool, but if you know how to make videos on YouTube, it's not really useful. All right, let's see if that did the trick. Yes, it did. So sometimes these extensions will cause that error. It also caused it on my work computer too, and then my boss was like, "Oh, check your extensions." I should have known because when I hovered over it, it said Chrome extension, blah blah blah. Anyway, this is my old website. I created it with Vue 3. Vitesse is a wonderful template. It's a wonderful template because it had so many amazing things. So if we go to GitHub, Vitesse. This guy, Anthony Fu, is a hotshot, young Vue wonderkind wizard. And this template extends Vue, so it uses Vue, vanilla Vue, and it brings amazing capabilities. Okay, so it's ultra fast. It uses Vite. Hot module reloading means when you make a change in your code, the server, um, your dev server will update your page really fast in your web browser. Before you had to wait like if you're yeah you had to wait sometimes, and sometimes like 15 minutes. Like you make a change in your code, you hit save, takes like 15 minutes before you see the change on the page, and that's a terrible dev cycle, right? It's really long. Right now I have to wait 15 seconds or so in one of the repos I'm working with, and I'm like twiddling my thumbs and like, wow, this is not efficient, man. I try to use that time to like review the code and just understand more what I'm doing, because if you lose what you're doing, you're gonna have to acquaint yourself after the 15 seconds is over. So, that's all part of developer velocity. We're trying to develop speed, and we're trying to develop consistency, not, we're trying to like manage our time really efficiently, right? Okay, so anyway, I think you get the point. So we got file-based routing. That's very convenient. Sometimes that's not so good if your app is really complicated and you want more like programmatic control over your routing. But for most cases, I would say file-based routing is really convenient and can do almost everything that the alternative is to do all your routes in like JavaScript and actually sort of imperatively, I guess you could say, specify, where all your routes are going. Auto importing components, so you don't have to like type import ref from view, because we use refs all the time, right, in view components. It kind of gets annoying, so you can just write them right away. So it's kind of magic, some devs are like, no, I want to explicitly do it so that I can see where all my, what's happening, everything that's happening. Others are like, yeah, that is cool, man. PNE state management, really lovely state management library. It is so ridiculously simple, and you just look at Redux and you're just like, bro, Pinia is kicking butt, man. So elegant, so easy, so simple, so reliable. Redux, I just watched a video on how to like just install it, I think. And then I think it was describing, I think it might have been just installation. I was just like, dude, no. That's why I'm so grateful that I work at a company that uses Vue, because even though it's Vue 2, we're still using Vue 2. It's Vue 2 and Vue 3 are the same underpinnings. It's just reliable. It gets out of your way. You don't have to do like specify your dependencies and use effect if you're using React. You don't have to worry about how React re-renders all the time. Vue, I believe, it renders once and re-renders only when things are changing inside it. Whereas React's architectural model, if I'm correct, their philosophy is to blow away the entire state in each frame, and then based on the VDOM diffing, they will just recreate the new state from scratch. Extremely inefficient. That's why Solid.js is so fast. React is on its way out. Unless server components, is a Hail Mary that fixes or that allows that architectural dead weight to be eliminated. I don't like React. I remember when I installed React, because React, I was from JavaScript. That year of JavaScript in Teachers College, I got bit by the programming bug. I really was like, dude, this stuff is pretty powerful. I had a hard time. Our teacher, our professor wanted us to use Riot.js, which is like a really minimal reactivity framework, because it was simple. He thought if we go into React or Vue, it's too hard. So I remember grokking Vue on Udemy, which is a great resource. If you're not a Udemy subscriber, I would recommend it. There's just so many high quality tutorials in there. So I learned Vue, and then so I made a project in Vue. I did my research. I did a heck of a lot of research. That's just my nature. So I was like, okay, Vue sounds cool. And then I actually struggled. I was building this musical chord like theory app, where I wanted to be able to allow someone to make a chord progression, a really nice musical chord progression. And I actually made stuff with it. Yeah, actually, but it was janky and it wasn't completed, and I was pouring all my time and energy into it, and I was a little discouraged, to be frank. Then I remember I was like, okay, well, if I want a job, probably I should study React, right? Because Vue at the time, what was that, like 4 years ago, was not as solidified as it is today. Today, when people say what's what, they say React and Vue and Angular are the big three. Anyway, I just knew that Vue was way smaller at the time, so I was like, okay, let me try React. And I had such a bad experience with React when I installed it fresh using Create a React app, I believe. It came out with like a bunch of like critical security errors, right? And I was new to this whole new single page application stuff, which is a single page application is basically using JavaScript for everything, and not really using so much HTML and CSS. So that's what React does. It's like all JavaScript, right? And Vue as well, and Angular, I guess. So you have a single div, and it's just like a placeholder in your HTML file, like your index.html file, and your Vue or React or Angular app, that's like the portal to the galaxy of your app, right? So that little div, that single div, empty div, right, has an ID on it, and then the app will connect to that div by the ID, right, and then do all its craziness in there and create the entire app within that div. So React had so many errors, right? But I was on the verge of giving up because I was so frustrated. I did like npm audit, I googled it, I was like, why am I getting all these errors? Is my computer, what's going on? And guess what? Ultimately I found out, and I was so pissed off because I was this close to just being like, web development isn't for me. I can't even I can't even install React. That is the root of my frustration and anger with the React team as a whole, and just their approach, their philosophy to interfacing with the larger community. It's kind of cold, it's kind of heartless, it's kind of callous, I'd say. Self-aggrandizing, I would even go so far as to say. Combative, ungiving, ungenerous. That's how I would characterize my experiences with React. And I don't, I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, I got through that. I realized, okay, that's normal. Okay, that's normal to have like 20 or 15 or 30 critical red errors. Like, they're not, there's warnings too. And some other stuff. But, like red errors, okay, that's normal. And so I was like, all right, I guess that's the way npm rolls. Okay. And I was learning React and getting into it, and really, I got through a Udemy React tutorial. I think it was Maximilian Schwartzmuller. He's really solid, very capable teacher. Will give you a great foundation. I got all the way to Redux. So Redux is the a state machine for React, not the official one, because here's part of the reason why I don't like React. Um, they because they scope themselves to saying we're a library, we're not a framework, so other people can fill in the void of, almost every app will need a router, almost every app will need a router, a state management library, and React, just the team just was like, whatever, you do it, you all do it, somebody's gonna make it, right? And so, but then they did make one called Redux, and it is so freaking complicated. And I just so here's what happened. I got through React, right? I was like, okay, cool, I understand. Okay, props is data flowing into the components. Now I'm really comfortable with that, but at the time I was like, okay, props sounds weird. They're attributes, okay? Properties, they're properties. All right, and then set state, okay, reactivity, okay, that's cool. Reactivity is really cool. It's declarative. It's not like jQuery, which is imperative, which means things are not reactive. So when something changes, you have to make sure that that propagates the changes appropriately. Instead, these new frameworks, these reactive frameworks, you don't even have to worry about that. You just change one thing and then let the changes propagate according to how you've architected the app, right? And in hindsight, the tooling for React was amazing because Vue had some hiccups actually. So the VS Code tooling, all the TypeScript stuff, although I didn't really do much TypeScript, all the syntax highlighting for the CSS and JS, which React does. So I'll try to abbreviate this story because I want to get to building something. When I saw how insanely annoying it was to just like freaking do the boilerplate for Redux, something within me was just like revolting. Like I just had a gut feeling that this is ugly architecture and like it doesn't have to be this way. So I was like, dang it, I spent all this time on React. Well, at least I've leveled up in this component architecture and props and reactivity. I'm kind of getting it, starting to get it, comfortable with it. I'm gonna check out Vue again. I was like, the Vue has got to be better than React. And so I went back to Vue and I installed it, and there, lo and behold, 0 critical errors. And I was just like, all right, I know this is going to be way better than React. And then the thing that Vue has held back Vue is that the Vue 2 to Vue 3 migration people were not into it. They were like, dude, why are you doing this? Why is Vue 3 so different from Vue 2? What is this composition API thing doing? Why are you changing the fundamental way we write components, And Evan Yo, the creator of Vue, actually, I think he said that it wasn't handled as well as it could have been. I just my faith in front-end web development was restored because essentially I realized that React just doesn't care. They don't care enough about my experience to like put the resources into making things cleaner, more elegant, more user-friendly. They don't care, yeah. And whereas Vue is like, we care, we take pride. They take pride. I mean, Evan's creating something awesome. He takes pride in it, You'll hear like Dan Abramov, who's like, very deflective and stuff, and he'll say, well, we don't really even think about those things. I'm paraphrasing, unless they're at scale. We're huge. We're Facebook. We just care about. We're more concerned with things that scale at our level. We don't really what you're doing. No, sorry. That's not our. We don't care. Yeah. So I hope React goes away and the sooner it does, the better. Svelte, Solid, Vue, they're all gonna go up, and React's gonna slowly go down because it's such a behemoth right now. Server components is a Hail Mary, but server components is not gonna save them in time because other people are gonna innovate just as fast in server land. It's a desperation move, is what it is. They no longer they can't change their architecture at this point in time. The very core architecture, which is re-render the DOM on every frame, or the virtual DOM. Now I can't diss React too much. They had a lot of things going for them. I think, yeah, they weren't the first to do components actually. So React was just a step, a rung on the ladder to better things. Vue is amazing because Vue 3, you work with Vue 3 and it's just like React. In some ways the syntax in the script tag looks just like React. It's component based. It it opens the hood so you can play with reactivity at a lower level, which Ryan Carniato, the creator of Solid.js, which is like this super fast, super compact reactivity framework. Is it a framework? Yes, it's a framework. And then Solid Start is the meta framework that they're working on. Vue is actually going to emulate Solid.js's approach. So Solid.js's approach, they don't use a VDOM. They use fine-grained reactivity, which Vue has, to surgically update the DOM according to the code. So Vue uses a VDOM right now, way more optimized than React, way faster. It's way smaller than React. But Evan Yo sees how awesome Solid is, and he is able to understand it and then incorporate it into Vue. So that's amazing, right? Like, how do you do that? It's a very different concept, and somehow I think he has really clean modular code, which allows him to do those things. The things he's been doing with Vue 3 is incredible. Vue 3 used to be a lot clunkier, and then now using this, you use a setup keyword after the script tag, script setup, in your Vue single file components, and you just write code just like React. And Svelte, actually, I think you write code similarly to Svelte. No, Svelte is like vanilla JavaScript. That's what they wanted to do. So under the hood, Svelte does all this compiler magic. So it assumes just by writing a normal variable, the Svelte is able to make that reactive. So it can tell if you're changing it dynamically, and then it'll under the hood compile it so that even though you wrote it as vanilla, like y equals 3, but later on it's changed and other stuff depends on y, and then it'll compile it for you. You don't have to say that, hey, this is a reactive value. In Vue you have to do that. You have to either, in Vue 2 you put it under the data function and you return all your reactive variables. That's where you store your reactive variables. So you're explicitly telling Vue, hey, these are reactive. Or what else? In Vue 3, you actually, remember, it's exposing the reactivity engine at a lower level. So you have to tell it explicitly, hey, this is a ref, like a ref. Will tell Vue that, hey, this variable is reactive. It's special, It's not a normal unreactive variable. So, in terms, if you're looking for a job, React is the most popular right now, I believe, yeah. But then, in the larger market, there's just so much jQuery out there, WordPress, well, that's a different language, PHP. There's a ton of legacy stuff out there too. So, but yeah, in terms of like, you know, startups and new companies and modernizing companies. Actually, a lot of big companies have old tech and they're still using it, right? Like there was a talk by Maersk, people from Maersk, the huge shipping company, and they had like legacy stuff, but they moved into Vue. Yeah. So the reality of it is that you are probably gonna have to learn at some point in your career a library that you are not familiar with. So, you know, it's all good. So back to Vitesse, it has like Uno CSS is an amazing Tailwind like thing, but it has innovations on it. And guess what? Anthony Fu wrote that. That's crazy, man. And then PWA, what is that? So you can run it progressive web app. So they have a plugin for that. They have a layout plugin, which is very, very handy. All these features. Now, Anthony Fu was recruited by Nuxt. So he works at Nuxt now. This is the meta frame, the most, well, I think it's the only meta framework. No, Quasar. Quasar is a meta framework for Vue. But for some reason, that Quasar remains niche. The people who know how to use Quasar really love it, and they're not interested in marketing it. They're just interested in using it. So that's for like power users and people who wanna. Quasar can export to mobile, so that's huge. That if you need that. Ooh, Nuxt 3.3. Wow, already. Nuxt 3 dropped recently, and I think it's pretty awesome. Anthony Fu's working there. Daniel Rowe is now the lead architect, and so I think he just has more real-world experience than the original creators of Nuxt, and they took a much more modular, clean code style approach with Nuxt. I think they're trying to be as transparent as possible to let you be able to debug more easily, because if they don't give a nice clean layer overview, then it's going to be a headache, you know, when you have to dig into the guts of Nuxt and figure out what's going on. Anthony Fu just released in his talk at Vue.js Amsterdam, which you can find on the web. Let's see. Yeah, this is a great talk. He talks about all the stuff that Nuxt is doing to make your DX better. They have like their own dev tools that they're working on now. So really great stuff. In addition, part of the reason why Nuxt 3 took so long was they wrote a dev server. No, they wrote a production server called Nitro, which I just listened to a podcast on, what was it called? JS, where is that? JS Party, the future of React. Just to hear what they had to say. And yeah, Dan Abramov and Joe Savona. Yeah, so they talked about server components, and I was like thinking to myself, okay, so they're trying to find a way to leverage the server in tandem with the front end. Like they're really trying to make it seamless and intelligent and granular. It reminded me of hydration, islands hydration. But I think that it's a little different. So islands is less granular. Theirs is component at the component level, whereas what would islands be at? more of a HTML tag level, I guess. So that made me think of Nuxt, and I remember that, Nitro was a big part of their dev efforts. And I know that Nitro is really great because they have adapters that will work with like Vercel or Netlify or Cloudflare, which are all pretty, like some of them are really different, like the Edge versus, I don't know, what else, serverless or whatever the heck, I'm not so familiar with that. But the bottom line is like with Nuxt, they're trying to make it like Unity, where like you can export to a bunch of different targets without thinking. Now, I don't like Unity, the game engine, but that's what they try to do, and that's what Nuxt is trying to do. So I was thinking, well, man, if they wrote their own like server, then they know what server components are trying to do, right? Ryan Carniato had a couple streams on React server components. Oh shoot, I gotta go. Ryan Carniato. He might have had a stream today, huh? Yeah, sweet. Yeah, Into the Depths with server components and functions just 7 days ago. He has long streams, so I'm only halfway through. But that reminds me that I should go check on my studio and check my stream. Where is that? Sorry, guys. Do. Content. Live. Boom. Oops. What do I do, guys? Analytics. Be on left control. Ooh. Sorry. No. Details. I just want to see the chat in case anybody's chatting me. Edit, more actions. Live, public, none. Video comments. Okay, I'm so bad at this, you guys. I mean, I would think it would be here. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. All right, great. Okay, so I see my chat. I'm gonna check on that periodically. But yeah, I can't wait to watch this. So, yeah, Nuxt is interesting, but what I'm gonna do is actually look at Astro. So Astro, whoa, they're already at 2.1. Man, they're fast. Okay. Let's go to CMDer. I'm in my repos folder, and I'm just gonna use npm just to keep it simple. Launch sequence initiated. Where should we? Magenta motion. What? Oh, okay. Let's call it Danny Devs blog. Let's just go 2023 is the birth date. Yeah. you like to start your new project? Include sample file. Okay, if you recommend it. The fetch API is an experimental feature. What? Install dependencies, of course. Oh, I like their graphical little flourishes here. Oh, that's a weird flicker. Okay, our installation guide has full instructions. Step-by-step instruction. Creating a new project. See examples of some of the, okay, add your first page. Oh, we've got themes, plugins, site showcase, okay. Astro Discord. Okay, do you plan to write TypeScript? Ooh. Yep, let's go for it. Alright, let's dive into it. Initialize, yeah, sure. Oh. Let's go ahead and update npm. And jump into there, npm run dev. Astro add. Okay. That's a cool trick is you hit tab and it'll just automatically match. That's the only one that matches, so boom. Alright, so then we will do, let's open it up in code, VS Code. Okay, that's great. And close this out. I'm gonna hit Control tilde to open this little terminal. Built-in terminal in VS Code, and I am going to go npm run dev to spin up the dev server. And let's see what we got. Now I do want, oh, reload required, okay. Okay, let's go ahead and uninstall that. Alright, so what I want is Astro. Oh, I already have it. Enable. Okay, that should give us nice syntax highlighting, configuration removed. Let's open another window just to use later. And what's going on? Alright, Astro starter kit. npm create Astro at latest. Tip and basics. So that's what that is. Seasoned astronaut, delete this file. Public, source, components, layouts, pages, okay. Astro looks for astro.md file in the source pages. Directory, each page is exposed as a route based on its file name. Components is where we like to put these components. Static assets like images can be placed in public. All commands are run from the root of the project. Install, run dev, run build. What's going on? Should have gone npm run dev. There we go. Let's hit control here. And let's move this over here. Open up our console just out of habit. Tweak the welcome to Astro page. Okay, sure, that's fun. Layout title. Welcome to Danny Dev's homepage. All right, let me check my chat. All right. I guess I could do this. Something like that. That way I can see the chat. Okay. I'll still be able to see the chat like that. All right, now what I want to do is, are there any links in here? Yes. Take a quick, focus your gaze here. Let's see if this refreshes, because from what I know, Astro is not a single page application. It's a multi-page application. And single page application is one of the good things. You know, everything has trade-offs, right? Everything, except well, yeah, I think everything has some sort of trade-off, and that's something you must remember when you're a dev, because nothing is the holy grail. However, some things have less negatives and more positives, so that's what you gotta look at. Not the illusion of, you know, not a black and white sort of perspective. It's a more pragmatic one, less emotional. So take a quick look, focus your gaze there, and boom. Yeah, you see. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's another link. Okay. I want to see intra links. Okay, that's it. Well, let's create another page. Let's just call this second HTML. I'll hit this. We'll use Emmet to quickly do that. And we'll just throw, I don't know, H1, say second page. All right, let's do an anchor tag, href, yeah, go to index. I'm using GitHub Copilot, it's quite handy. So I didn't have to type all that, it just predicted what I wanted to do. And let's just go here. Oh, see, they're predicted wrong. What is it? Where do I want to go? I think we can just do this. I think that should work. So take a close look at that. Yeah, you see. The nice thing about spas is it gives you a native app-like feel, so it doesn't reload and give you that flash. It'll just go boom instantly. So how can I? Well, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so this is cool. What do we got? A card. What's this? So this is called front matter, I know. Okay, so we can receive props into components using the front matter, huh? I guess this is boilerplate export interface props. We're going to receive a title, body, and an href. Okay, and we're using TypeScript. Sweet. What is this annoying stuff here? I don't like this. Whatever. Const href title body equals astro.props. Okay, so we're destructuring these guys. We've got a list item with a class. Okay, so link card gives it this nice design. Ooh, href equals href. Okay, so this link will take you to wherever is specified. So if we go over here, oops. Yeah, we're passing in the href here. So this would go in here. Then we've got a title, which goes here. What's this? Span. Okay, so this is a character entity. That's that little arrow. And we've got the body, which is just learn how Astro works. Yeah, nice. So to make these cards, you have a single component, and then you just feed in these props so that you can customize it to your heart's content. And that is the power of components, or one of the powers. So why don't we just go ahead and delete 3 of them. We don't really need that. Let's delete all of them. Let's delete the unordered list. Do I want to use Tailwind? I think so. I'm going to start cleaning out all this stuff. Title. What's this? Welcome to Astro. Where is it? Oops, sorry. I'm in work mode. I have a Mac at work. I have a PC at home, and I just hit Windows F. What's this in the head? Meta. Name equals generator. Content equals title. Oh, okay. So yeah, that title just goes here. Which would be, yeah, welcome to Astro right there. Okay, that's cool. So what else do we got? We've got the head, slot. Okay, so this slot is where all our content is going into. Okay, we'll keep this layout. It's really simple. Style is global. Okay, so we got global styles here. I think I'm gonna use Tailwind, so I'm gonna just get rid of that. Well, I'll just leave that. Okay, let's get rid of this. Bonk. 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 Alright, completely. Let's just do this. Okay, we're not importing that anymore. And what else? The layout's fine. That's good. Want to learn more. Okay. as our component. I'm just going to get rid of that. Now the second thing that I want to do is, let's just kill the server while I add Tailwind. Add Tailwind Astro. All right, I'm hitting 55 minutes. Astro add, okay. Huh? Solving package. Fetch failed. What? That's weird. I'm not seeing Tailwind in my dependencies. That was weird, huh? npx astro add Tailwind. Fetch failed. Okay, let's Google that. Okay. Boom. I'll wait till it downloads. I don't know why, but I'll just wait. Export default define config integrations Tailwind. Well, it's taking a long time, huh? Alright, that should be fine. When you install the integration Tailwind utility classes should be ready to go right away. It's been a while since I used Tailwind. I used it personally, but at my work they don't use it, so auto prefixer is also set up. Okay, good. Alrighty then. Look at that, 0 vulnerabilities. That's what I'm telling you, like, this is service, you know. It's craftsmanship, it's care, it's attention to detail, it's clean code. Oh man, it's getting cold. I'm gonna close my window. Be right back. Look at that. GitHub Copilot. Yeah, let's try that. Oh, we gotta run the server. Oops. Nice. All right, yeah. That is the base font of Tailwind. All right, so everything's looking good. We've got, I'm gonna take some notes. Let's go ahead and create a new page. We'll call this GummiDevs.com. Okay, let's update. I guess the first thing I want to do is like create a view app on the second page. That'll be tight. So here's the other. Close that. All right, we'll open that up. What's this about? Explore the infinite possibilities of Astro. Whoa, there's a game. Oh, let's do this lighthouse thing. So, web page, speed test. I guess it's in our DevTools, huh? Yeah. Sweet. I never used this. I knew it was here, but I never really used it much. Lighthouse and gathering information. Come on, man, it's Astro. It's gotta be fast, right? Come on, son, pull it out of the fire. Ooh. Okay. Whoa. What the? Oh, that's Notion. You surprised me there, sonny boy. You got AI now. I'll use you later. I want to see how my site does. It's probably pretty good because it's so lightweight. Okay. Oh. Try. Oh, okay. Come on, mine. Are you going to deny me? Really? Close your other tabs on the same or okay. It's quite finicky, isn't it? So we will go here. is tripping or what? Alright, let's open Brave. Surely that must be a different browser. Web worker. Brave is a cool browser. They give you like free cryptocurrency. Well, I'm funneling it all to myself, but you can easily give it to creators who accept it. It's just their way of developing a cryptocurrency culture and economy within Brave, and it's very privacy oriented, so that's why I like Brave. It's based on Chromium, so this should just work. Even the lighthouse, huh? Wow. There we go. Alright, let's see. So yeah, I made mine responsive. It looks pretty good on mobile, huh? If I do say so myself. Now I watch these ads, I've opted in so that I make more of that cryptocurrency. Yeah, see, that's the cost of view. Ooh, wow, I didn't even try to do good SEO and I got such good SEO. Yeah, you can see that view is not bad. And my connection here is so fast. Let's check out my... Whoa, blazing. Yeah, definitely top tier. Alright, so that was cool. I believe you. Let's go back to this. Okay, so this is just like, oh, I like the custom cursor. I'm learning how to do that right now. It's actually really easy. I think we can check out there. Let's check out their JavaScript. Where's your JavaScript, sonny boy? You've minified it. How dare you? Oh well, whatever. Creating a custom cursor is actually really easy. Just Google it. It's a great project to do if you're a beginner, or, you know, if you haven't done it yet and you're a professional. It's weird, I thought I can call myself a professional, but I'm a professional, man. I'm working, I'm getting paid to code. Alright, so it just has, oh, that's cute. On mouse over, you just change it to a different graphic. Embedded video, YouTube, easy. We've got a link here, probably Steam provides this. Little text, and we got our links. It's mobile friendly, right? You can see. Cool. Screenshots with a little bit of hover animation. That's easy. Such a simple little game. I wonder what the game mechanic is, because it must be pretty... Okay, they got a little footer. Must be pretty fun and well have a good feel. Alright, this website is so simple. Let's look at it without the... I don't really like their... Oh, okay, this looks better. It looks bad like this. Just like, what is all this empty space? Needs some animation or something. Yeah. Okay, let's check out the gameplay. What? Oh, you're drawing platforms? What? That didn't make sense. Oh, you have to drag to make a move even. And they can jump on your thing? Oh, okay, you can. Interesting. That's an interesting way of moving your character. You have to like almost drag and point, right? Then you have the platform functionality. So it's like a dance between momentum direction plus platforms. That is pretty cool. It's definitely unique, but it's a puzzle game. I don't really like puzzle games that much. I find them frivolous. Alright, so we got showcase. You sold me, man. Configuring Tailwind. Alright, let's build a blog. Sweet. Okay, here's our little tutorial. Oh, I like that. Oh. You see, they chose not to make this animated. If I were them, I would have made that animated. This is so ugly. Like, what is that thing? So, yeah, I mean, Astro's dope, but people are used to animations and interactivity, so I think they wanted to make a point of not using a framework in their docs page. But couldn't they have done an island with like... Do they even need an island? No, you can do that in vanilla JS. What the heck? Why would they be so lazy? Or overlook that? This is not slick at all. And look, the pages, when they flip, I bet you none of them have animation because you need a, I guess it's easier to do. Like Vue will just have built-in animations for you, but you can do it in vanilla. Can you? Not with routing, right? Yeah. Okay, so there are trade-offs, man. Let me see here. Let me just make sure that I'm watching my chat. All right. Well, I think I'll try to keep my blogs to an hour because I don't want to go insane. Like Ryan Carniato, who does like 5-hour streams and powers through it somehow. But me, I need to get up, I need to take a walk, stretch and stuff. So I'm going to leave it off here. If you enjoyed this inaugural live stream, let me know. If there's any way I can improve, let me know. My mission is not only to do stuff on my own, but also to serve you guys and gals. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them on the next stream or in the chat, etc., etc. I'll try to be consistent, try to be dedicated to this stream, to this YouTube channel. I'm out. Peace. Hit stop.